Hold on, hold on. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another exciting edition of high school football here on Eagle Pass Sports Central. My name is Ruben Valadez, and along with my broadcasting partner, Morris Lipson Jr., we are coming to you live tonight from Coastal Foster Veterans Memorial Stadium here at the SAC, where the Laredo Alexander Bulldogs are coming in for a district matchup against the Eagles. Morris, as we bring you into the broadcast here, a very important district game for the Eagles. Both of these teams have lost to a common opponent. They've both lost to Medina Valley. Of course, the Eagles last week got their first district win down in Laredo against LBJ, and they need to keep the momentum going today here.
Well, most definitely, but Alexander and the Eagles is always a grudge match. As Coach Olivas mentioned, last 2 or 3 years, the games have been decided by 3 points, I believe, almost every one of them. So most definitely, I think one of the advantages the Eagles have tonight is that they're here playing at home.
Here at Coastal Foster Veterans Memorial Stadium, we want to welcome in all of you that are listening in on the EPISD iVision YouTube channel, and of course on our Eagle Pass Sports Central Facebook page and YouTube channel as well. Pre-kickoff, the Alexander Bulldogs won the toss. They have chosen to defer, and so the Eagles will be receiving, going left to right towards the south end zone. We see the Eagles. We don't see these types of uniforms very often, Morris. Usually it's a mix and match. Solid orange today. There's a little bit of a pattern on those solid orange uniforms, and of course that Eagle logo on the helmets. For the Alexander Bulldogs, gold and blue are their colors. They're wearing their road uniforms, white tops with gold pants, navy blue striping down the side, and those golden helmets. The Eagles are ready to receive this kickoff. They will have the ball on offense first.
Well, when we look at trying to find us a flag here, we look at the flags on the opposite side of the field. It looks like the wind blowing is going to be with Alexander. Will have the wind behind their backs. The Eagles' wind will be against them.
A little bit of a crosswind here. That's Sebastian Velasquez and Luis Flores back deep to receive for the Eagles, standing at their own goal line. This will be kicked off by number 19 for Alexander. That's Edgar Longoria, the junior kicker. We are underway here at Coastal Foster Veterans Memorial Stadium. It is a short kick. It will be fielded just shy of the 35, and then sliding down after making that catch appears to be Jeremiah Silva, and the Eagles are going to have good starting field position here at the 35.
We've seen so many teams this year stay away from our deep men, and that one was another one of those kicks over to the side that Jeremiah Silva came up and actually put up a fair catch sign and then just made sure he held on to it.
Jeremiah Silva, one of the sure-handed receivers on this Eagle roster. And the Eagles come out from the 35 with Javi Barrera in the shotgun. 2 receivers on either side of the formation. Barrera will roll right, looking downfield. He's got a short man. That's Sebastian Velasquez. Makes the catch at about the 38 and gets across the 40 to the 42. A gain of about 6 yards on that play.
If you notice, Barrera came to the near side of the field on the rollout. He threw on the run, but he actually had one man on him. So, the Alexander knows that Barrera can run that option.
And that defensive pressure from the defensive front of Alexander going to be a big test for that Eagle offensive line here today. Ball is on the near hash mark at the 42-yard line. 2nd and 3 now for the Eagles. Barrera in the pistol formation, has Luis Flores behind him. He's going to put Sebastian Velasquez in motion to the top of the field. Looks left, comes back right. High throw for Sebastian Velasquez. Couldn't make the catch as he tried to climb the ladder there, and on the incompletion, it'll bring up now a 3rd and 3 for the Eagles.
Velasquez actually went in motion to the far side of the field and then doubled back coming toward the ball, but Barrera's pass was slightly high. And we actually had 2 Alexander receivers back there that have had a chance at it.
Now Javi Barrera is all by himself in the backfield. 5 men spread out across the formation. Luis Flores in the slot on his left. Barrera will make the call to the line. He's got 2 receivers here to the near side, 3 over to the left to the top of the formation. Takes a snap, looks left, quick pass, caught at the 49-yard line. That appears to be Jeremiah Silva for now. That's actually Barba with the catch. Number 11, Jesus Barba, gets the Eagles a first down near midfield at the 49. Just underway here. Kickoff is 7 o'clock for the Bulldogs coming in to face the Eagles. Bulldogs with a 2-1 record in district. The Eagles with a 1-1 record. Ball on the far hash mark in the pistol formation with Luis Flores standing right behind Javi Barrera. Here's the first carry of the game. This is to Barrera on a quarterback sweep over to the far side. He's able to get a couple of yards into Bulldog territory at the Alexander 49, a gain of 2 on the carry.
The Alexander defense actually bit on the fake that Barrera, and then Barrera took off to the far side.
Javi Barrera comes into this game with 420 yards rushing. He's averaging about 84 rushing yards a game and has 4 touchdowns on the ground for the Eagles, looking to add to that here. 2nd and 8 coming up, ball on the far hash mark. 2 receivers on either side of the formation. 2 backs in the backfield with Barrera offset to his right. Here is the keeper rolling right, looking downfield. Now he'll tuck it and keep it himself. Gets to the 40 before he's pushed out of bounds here on the near sideline. That's good enough for an Eagle first down to the 40-yard line.
Javi Barrera rolling out to the near side here. Cool as a cucumber. He knew exactly where he had to get to and then just very wisely stepped out of bounds.
It's another first down on this drive for the Eagles, a drive that started back at their own 35-yard line now in Bulldog territory. From the 40, 1st and 10. Ball in the near hash mark. Again, 2 backs offset to the left of Javi Barrera. This is a formation we haven't seen yet this season. Quick pass over to the left flat to Sebastian Velasquez, who makes the catch and turns upfield for another Eagle first down. A gain of 11 on that quick pass and carry, and an Eagle first down inside the 30-yard line.
You know, Ruben, Barrera actually was over here on the near hash mark, and he actually threw that all the way across the field. He had to put something on it, and for Velasquez to be able to catch it and get some yards.
A dangerous pass. There was a defender in the flat, a couple of defenders there, and as you mentioned, partner Barrera was able to get that ball over there. Here again on the left hash mark now, Barrera with Flores and Embry on his right. Here's a little counter to Luis Flores, his first action of the game, and he's able to get north and south over on the far side of the field and is brought down at the 25 after a gain of 4 yards.
The thing about Luis Flores is you're seldom going to bring him down on the first contact because he keeps churning and getting for yardage just like he did that time.
A 5-yard gain to the 24. It's a 2nd and 5 from there for the Eagles. A good opening drive against this Alexander defense. 9:11 left in the first quarter. This is the first drive of the ball game for the Eagles. Again, Barrera with 2 backs offset to his left. Here comes Sebastian Velasquez into the backfield. A handoff again to Luis Flores. This is actually Embry who gets north and south and gets to the 20-yard line before being brought down a yard shy of an Eagle first down, 3rd and 1.
You know, Ruben, that was a crowded backfield, wasn't it? And then when you brought Velasquez across there, it made it even more crowded. But a good job by Embry to almost get the first down.
Avery Embry has averaging about 13 yards a game, has run for 65 yards in this season. Eagles are a yard away from getting a first down at the 20-yard line. Barrera again will put Sebastian Velasquez in motion to the near side, to the end of the line on the left side. The handoff is to Embry. Again, bounces right and is pushed out of bounds here near the 10, but it's good enough for an Eagle first down at the 12-yard line.
A really good handoff there, and just had to the right side, and he did a good job there.
Good job of Avery Embry of bouncing that right to where the defense was not. Able to get an Eagle first down at the 1st and 10 now from the 12. Ball is on the near hash mark. Eagles knocking on the door here against the Alexander Bulldogs. Barrera in this new formation that we haven't seen yet this season, but it's been effective so far. Barrera with the ball. He's got room at the 5, looking for the end zone and into the end zone. A 12-yard touchdown scamper from Javi Barrera puts the Eagles on the board first, 6-0 with 8:06 left in the first quarter.
Really good run by Javi Barrera. He knew exactly where he needed to go, followed his blockers well. And about the last 3 or 4 yards, he just was determined to get in the end zone.
That is Javi Barrera's fifth rushing touchdown of the season. Came in with 4. Here's a fake on the extra point. Trying to run to the end is Alex Ruiz. And the extra point conversion is no good. The Eagles now are up 6-0.
I'm not quite sure that was a fake, an intended fake. I think the timing was all off on the snap, and Alex Ruiz figured that out and tried to get in the end zone.
Ivan Cruz, the kicker, was on for the point after attempt, and a weird kind of snap and hold situation there. Alex Ruiz tried to make the best of that as he could. 8:06 left in the first quarter. Eagles are up 6-0. We'll be right back. Ivan Cruz will come on for the kickoff after the 12-yard touchdown run by Javi Barrera. 2 men back deep to receive for the Bulldogs. That's Luis Blanco and Hector Benavides. From the 40-yard line comes the kickoff towards the south end zone. It's headed towards the sideline, and Luis Blanco wisely lets that go out of bounds. It'll be a penalty flag on the kickoff. And the Bulldogs are going to start at the 30.
We noticed in today, Ruben, that the Alexander band did not make the trip, as did not the cheerleading squad. We do see a small crowd across the way from Laredo here. These 7 o'clock games are tough, though.
They are for people that are traveling, just leaving work and having to make their way down here. Here's our first look at the Alexander offense from the near hash mark. It's a keeper by the quarterback. Still going for a first down all the way across is Carlo Tenorio, the senior quarterback. And Tenorio gets the Bulldogs a quick first down inside the 40 to the 39.
Number 5 there, Caleb Palomo. No, that's their quarterback, right? Number 6.
Quickly to the line is Tenorio from the far hash mark. The look over to the far side. For the audible, and now they're ready with 2 receivers on either side of the formation. Here's a handoff to Gael Rubio, the featured back in this Bulldog offense. And Rubio cannot get any yards back to the line of scrimmage, the 39.
You know what the scouting report is, that the Alexander quarterback, number 6, will keep the football. He will run with it.
We saw that already in the first play of the game for the Bulldog offense. Tenorio into shotgun now. He's going to move Rubio over to his left. There is the snap. The handoff again to Rubio. And he's going to get caught in the backfield for a loss of a yard back to the 40. It's going to make it a 3rd and long for the Bulldog offense.
Number 2 for the Eagles, that was Alex Ruiz. He was almost there for the handoff, wasn't he?
He was in the backfield.
In the backfield very quickly. And this is an important first crucial 3rd down for the Bulldogs.
And for the Eagle defense, a chance to get off the field quickly here in the first quarter. 6:45 left. Eagles are up 6-0. Tenorio drops back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Has to step up in the pocket, looking for room to run. And he's going to be brought down from behind at the 43-yard line. Not nearly enough for a first down, and out comes the punting team for the Bulldogs.
Ruben, they forced them. They had a really good rush, and they forced them up into the pocket. And number 45, Pedro Gaitan, actually made a really good shoestring tackle.
Gaitan had to come from behind, chasing Tenorio down. He was able to do that there, and the Eagle defense is able to stop that first Bulldog drive of the game. This is Sebastian Velasquez back here ready to return this punt, standing at about his 18-yard line. There's the snap. The kick is on its way. Velasquez needs to be careful about how he fields this. There's Bulldogs in the area, and they're going to bring him down at about the 9-yard line inside the 10. A good punt.
Well, a really good punt by number 19 for them. He really, Edgar Longoria, but really risky down there by Sebastian Velasquez. He waited. Luckily, the ball took a good bounce, and he took it and slipped and is down at about the 8-yard line.
Coverage team for the Bulldogs was down there quickly, and so the Eagles are going to have to start this drive deep in their own territory at the 8. Barrera is going to be in the shotgun again with Embry and Luis Flores in a formation we haven't seen as of yet this season, at least not to our eyes. Offset to his left. Here's a handoff to Embry. Embry bouncing around, juking defenders, and is able to get to the 18. About the 13-yard line there.
You know, you're right about that formation. We just really haven't seen it. Barrera with both backs to the same side right next to each other. And I think the idea is to hand it to one of them, have the other one be the lead blocker.
And Barrera's shown good ball handling ability so far in this game. Embry's out of the game. Now Luis Flores is going to be in the backfield in a pistol formation behind Barrera from the 13-yard line. Barrera with a quick pass caught by Jeremiah Silva at the 15. Silva trying to make his way upfield near the near sideline. That's going to be good enough for a first down to the 19.
A really good ball handling by Barrera. Faked the handoff to Luis Flores, and then very quickly knew exactly where his receiver was going to be for the short pass.
Quick pass, and you got to give Jeremiah Silva credit near where the sticks were to be able to get a first down, got there to the 19. 4:39 left in the first quarter. Eagles up 6-0 on the move from deep in their own territory here. First down from the 19-yard line. Ball on the near hash mark. Here comes Sebastian Velasquez to the end of the line on the left side of the formation. Here's the handoff to Luis Flores. Bounces right, then puts his head down at the 25 and gets to the 26. Another thing we haven't really seen, partner, they're doing it today, but Luis Flores, both Flores and Embry, running with a lot of passion, lots of energy, looking for contact.
You had Luis Flores knew he was going to come to the near side of the field, and he looked that defender straight in the eye, and then sort of juked him a little bit and went around him.
Gain of 5 on the play for Luis Flores. Gain of 7, actually. It's a 2nd and 3 now coming up from the 26-yard line. Ball on the near hash mark in the pistol formation is Barrera with Flores behind him. He'll take the snap, keeps it, comes to this side, turns the corner, gets to the 30, and tiptoes down the near sideline and across the 35 to the 37 for another Eagle first down.
So far, this Eagle offense, a really good game plan. They're mixing it up, short passes, using both of the running backs, and, of course, using Barrera.
Quickly to the line come the Eagles. Barrera from the pistol takes the snap, fakes the handoff, comes again to the near side, turns the corner at the 40, and is pushed out of bounds as he nears the 45 at the 44. Another good gain on first down brings up now a 2nd and 3 for the Eagles.
Eagle offense, well, they say he stepped out of bounds at the 44. I think the mentality here is we're going to come up and snap this football, and if the last play worked, we're going to run the same thing again.
And you saw exactly that happen right now. 2 plays in a row. Barrera coming here to the near side and turning the corner as he turns that play out wide. 3:29 left in the first quarter. Eagles up by 6. Barrera from the short shotgun is going to move Flores over to his left. Now takes the snap, looking downfield. Lets the pass go. Sebastian Velasquez in the area with the catch at the 25 and into the end zone for the touchdown. 13-0 now is the Eagle lead. Partner, you say it over and over and over again. You use the run to open up the pass, and that's exactly what they did there. They blew the top open on this Bulldog defense. Sebastian Velasquez in stride at the 25 and in for the touchdown.
Well, I think they've been setting that up. They've been trying to get the one-on-one coverage with Velasquez, and it happened there, and that was no contest. Velasquez's speed, Barrera dropped it in there beautifully and caught him right in stride.
That score comes with 3:18 left in the first quarter. On for the point after is Ivan Cruz. The line drive kick is good, and the score 13-0 early in favor of the Eagles here with 3:18 left in the first quarter. On for the kickoff now is Ivan Cruz. Two men back deep to receive. That's Luis Blanco and Hector Benavides over here for the Bulldogs. After the Eagles score on a 6-play, 92-yard drive, capped off by a long touchdown pass from Javier Barrera to Sebastian Velasquez. Kick is on its way. It's a short one, fielded at the 31 on a fair catch by number 7 for the Bulldogs, Jaden Gonzalez, one of their leading receivers here. And the Bulldogs, all of a sudden, Morris, find themselves in a hole here early on in this game. We're going to see how this offense responds.
Well, the defense, the Eagle defense here again is seeing the Bulldog offense for the second time tonight. And let's see what adjustments the Bulldog offense has made.
Carlos Tenorio, senior quarterback, with the ball on the near hash mark, has two receivers on either side of the formation, and Gael Rubio on his right. Here's the snap. The counter to Rubio. Rubio looking for room. He's got it at the 35, at the 40, still on his feet, dragging a defender with him all the way to the 45-yard line. A 14-yard gain on the carry there for Rubio.
Number 5, Anthony Chacon, finally latched on to him and rode him into the ground.
From the 45, it's a 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. 2:56 left in the first quarter. The Bulldogs looking to respond after two early scoring drives by the Eagle offense. Tenorio in the shotgun again with the ball on the near hash marks. There's Rubio on his right. Has a problem with the snap, and Tenorio can just fall on it back here at the 38.
Tenorio was wasn't kind of ready for that snap, and as he looked up, took his eyes off the football, and then he was just lucky to fall back on it.
A loss of 7 yards on that mishandled snap from the Bulldogs, and it puts them on a 2nd and 17 now. Back here from inside their own 40 at the 38-yard line. Ball on the near hash mark. Tenorio has Rubio on his right and two receivers on either side of the formation. Tenorio with the snap, rolls right. The pass is incomplete. Skipped into the receiver in the area, Jaden Gonzalez. And you want to think, Morris, that Tenorio felt the pass rush coming. The rush was coming to the side he rolled out to.
He did. He felt it and then had to throw that football off his back foot. And pass was underthrown.
So it now makes it a 3rd and long for the Bulldogs. 3rd and 17 from their own 38. The Eagle defense has to make sure no one gets behind them on a play like this and keep everything in front of them. Stop the Bulldogs from converting a first down. They have to reach the Eagle 45 in order to get a first down. Tenorio takes the snap, drops back. Here comes the pressure. Quickly there. Tenorio lets the pass go. And off the fingertips of Jaden Gonzalez, who was down there. Defended by Tristan Villaseñor. A great job one-on-one there by Villaseñor. Pass falls incomplete. And the Bulldogs are going to have to punt again.
Tenorio threw that football at the very last moment as he got hit. But you got to hand it to the Eagle defensive secondary, especially Tristan Villaseñor. He was right there.
And on for the punt now is Edgar Longoria. Sebastian Velasquez awaits this punt at about his own 20-yard line. Here's the snap. Longoria gets it off. Again, headed towards Velasquez. And it'll take a good Eagle bounce back in this direction, and it rolls out of bounds near the 30. That's exactly where they're going to mark it. Good starting field position for the Eagles here on their third possession of the ball game with 1:47 left in the first quarter.
You know, Ruben, during our prediction show, one of the things that sticks in our minds is the Eagle coaches talking about the connection between Barrera and Velasquez.
We've seen it already in this game. We talked about it at the prediction show. You know, it's one thing to catch a defense by surprise, but it's another to hit them when they know what's coming. Sebastian Velasquez is a hard receiver to cover, and Barrera's been able to put it right where he needs to so far in this game. Ball on the near hash mark at the 30, 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Two backs in the backfield with Barrera offset to his right. The handoff is to Luis Flores. Right up the middle of the formation he goes. And Flores is still on his feet, moving the pile all the way across the 40 to the 42-yard line, and an Eagle first down.
You know, Ruben, that looked like something out of ESPN. He just wouldn't go down, and the whole pile just kept moving down the field.
A 12-yard gain the hard way for Luis Flores. We mentioned it earlier. He's running hard with a lot of energy. Both backs are. Here's another handoff for Flores. Bounces left. Looking to turn the corner. He's going to get caught from behind near the 45 at the 44. A gain of only a couple of yards there.
That was a case where Luis Flores just couldn't get north and south quick enough, did he? He kept trying to bounce outside, and that gave the Alexander defense time to pursuit.
Luis Flores comes in with 278 rushing yards, averaging about 55 yards a game and 8 touchdowns in this season. 48 seconds left in the first quarter. Eagles up by 13. Ball on the far hash mark. Here goes Sebastian Velasquez in motion. Again to the end of the right side of the line. The keeper by Barrera looking right for Velasquez. The catch is made at the 45. There is a flag. There was a man in the area trying to hold off a blocker. Marco Medellin was there, and I think the penalty for a hold is going to be against the Eagles right at that point.
One of those times where I had that on the binoculars just as Velasquez caught, and into my field of vision flies in this little yellow hanky.
And you knew exactly what it was, partner. Javier Garza, our referee this evening. And have they marked off the ball? Looks to me like it's at the 46. Or it's a 3rd and about 6 there for the Eagles. I think now the officials are going to talk about exactly where this ball should be. Well, the Eagles don't have to run another play here. They're going to let the clock wind down to the end of the first quarter. We'll switch sides of the field quickly and be right back. start of the second quarter. Eagles up 13-0. They have a 3rd and 6 here, looking to convert on 3rd down, moving towards the north end zone, right to left now at the 46-yard line. Ball on the far hash mark. Barrera will put Sebastian Velasquez in motion over to the far side. Takes a snap, drops back, steps up in the pocket, now looking right, lets a pass go, incomplete. Looking for Jeremiah Silva there at about the 41-yard line. Good coverage on Silva by number 34. Isaac Jimenez, who was all over him there, and the Eagles are going to have to punt for the first time in this ball game.
For you baseball fans, the Dodgers up 3-1 in the bottom of the 7th over Milwaukee. And, of course, the Dodgers already leading that series 2-0.
Dodgers took both of those games up in Milwaukee. Low snap on the punt attempt. Line drive punt that's going to hit at the 28 and then goes out of bounds near the 20-yard line. It's Jay Hawkes, backup quarterback, with that punt. And now the Bulldogs will take over. You've got to be careful with this Alexander team. They're always dangerous till the very last second of the game. And we've seen games between the Eagles and the Bulldogs in the past 2-3 years go down to the wire. So you've got to be careful not to let them back in this game.
And this is, of course, a good opportunity for the Eagle defense to keep them pinned back there deep in Alexander territory.
Ball on the near hash mark. Tenorio takes the snap. The delayed handoff to Gael Rubio, and on top of him quickly in the backfield is the Eagle defense. A loss of 1 back to the 19.
So far, the Eagle defense has been able to keep them in check. You just got to be careful, like you say, with a quick strike.
Have to be careful. Only one really long run by Gael Rubio. That came in the last drive. Other than that, the Eagle defense has been able to bottle up both Tenorio and Rubio here. They do have very prolific receivers on this Bulldog offense. You've got to be careful that they don't stretch out the field on you. 2nd and 11 from the 19 for the Bulldogs. Ball on the near hash mark. Tenorio waits the snap, takes it there. The handoff to Rubio again, and again he's met at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing for him up the middle of the line. It's going to be a 3rd and 10 now from the 20.
Number 50 for the Eagles plugged that hole up really quick. That's Julian Martinez. You know, Ruben, one thing we're noticing is the Alexander offensive line is massive. They got some really big kids there, but our linebacking crews are just closing up those gaps.
The Eagle defensive front is doing a good job of holding up those big offensive linemen and allowing that second level, the linebackers, to come in and plug up the holes. Tenorio from the shotgun takes a snap, looks right, lets a pass go. It's caught by Gonzalez across the 30 at the 31, just what they needed for a first down, and the Bulldogs are going to have a first down at the 31.
So they let them off the hook there on that pass, enough for a first down.
Gonzalez did a good job there of getting some separation from his defensive back and coming towards the quarterback. Ball on the near hash mark now as the Bulldogs go left to right towards the south end zone. Tenorio in the shotgun with 3 receivers over to the top side, and Gonzalez split out wide right. That's the direction that Tenorio is looking at. He's going to get Rubio his outlet pass here on the right flat, and Rubio is able to get that across the 35 to the 37 for a 6-yard gain.
Eagle defense, probably by design, is really leaving a lot of cushion there, aren't they? They're just making sure they don't get behind them.
That seems to be the strategy for that Eagle secondary, just keeping everything in front of them so far. 2nd and 4 coming up for the Bulldogs now with the ball at the 36 at the near hash mark. 5 receivers across the formation for Tenorio, who's in the backfield by himself. Might try a run here. Quick pass to Gonzalez on the right side, and quickly the Eagle defense is on him. He's going to be just about a yard shy. You've got to hand it to Gonzalez, who squirted his way through that Eagle defense and makes it a 3rd and 1 at the 40.
Pretty fundamental for Gonzalez. He turned, caught the football, made sure he tucked it, and then tried to look for the first down.
Jaden Gonzalez receiving the bulk of the reception so far here in this 3rd offensive possession for the Bulldogs. 8:47 left in the first half. Eagles are up 13-0, but the Bulldogs are on the move here, a 3rd and 1 at their own 40-yard line. From the pistol now, Tenorio with Gael Rubio behind him. Eagle linebackers are looking in the backfield, ready for this handoff. Here's Rubio with the carry. He's got a hole in the line, and he's across midfield and into Eagle territory at the 47.
Good job there by Tenorio. One thing I did notice, but binoculars do wonderful things for you, like being able to see the quarterback's hand behind him, telling his running back
Gael Rubio
which side the handoff's going to be on.
We're able to catch that all the way down, all the way from up here, partner.
Pretty much.
Eagle eye.
The thing is, that's pretty, gives you some options there. It's almost like an audible.
Absolutely. They're going to do it again here from the pistol formation. Tenorio in front of Rubio with the ball in the near hash mark, and 2 receivers to the right side, one split out wide left, and now the Bulldog offense has to call a timeout. They're having trouble getting the play called in. 7:44 left in the first half. Eagles up 13-0.
Saw a curtain of orange coming at him, and he kind of figured, I just better slide into this.
Made a business decision, as they say, slid after a gain of 2 yards. Going to be 2nd and 8 from the 45 now for the Bulldogs with 7:18 and counting here in the first half. The Bulldogs do get the ball first to open the second half, so it's important for the Eagles to stop them from killing a lot of clock here late in the first half and scoring, and giving them back-to-back scoring opportunities. The Eagles looking to get the ball back before the end of the half. Tenorio from the snap has Rubio on his right. Rubio will go out into a receiving pattern. Tenorio keeping the ball still. Here comes the pressure. There's the pass. It's caught at the 37-yard line by Luis Blanco, and Blanco gets taken out of bounds just at the line to get for a first down. I don't know if they're going to move the chains here or if they're going to measure, but it looks to me with the naked eye like that's enough for a Bulldog first down.
To be honest with you, as much green as there was on there, we kind of lost him, didn't we?
We did, but there is a penalty on the play, and it's going to move the Bulldogs all the way back into their territory, all the way back here at the 40-yard line after they enforce that penalty.
That's huge, wasn't it? From the spot of the infraction, takes the ball back to the Alexander 40-yard line.
And it puts the Bulldogs in a 2nd and about 23 from their own 40. Exactly the break the Eagle defense needed here with 6.5 minutes left in the first half. Ball in the near hash mark. Tenodio's in the backfield with Rubio with 2 receivers on either side. The handoff on the counter is actually a keeper by Tenorio, who's asking receivers to come near. He couldn't get in communication with Jaden Gonzalez, and Tenorio just throws it out of bounds for the incompletion.
Number 13, Tristan Villaseñor sent out a clear message there. Hey, I'm right here. If you want to throw it, throw it. I may just take off with it the other way.
Tenorio frustrated at Gonzalez. He was asking him to come closer to make the catch. Gonzalez stayed where he was, and then Tenorio had no choice but to get rid of it out of bounds here on the near sideline. Clock stops with 6:19, and a big third down conversion attempt here for the Bulldogs on 3rd and 23. They have to reach the Eagle 37-yard line to get a first down. The Eagle defense in that secondary making sure no one gets behind them. Here come the receivers. There's the pass, and it is incomplete. Intended for Luis Blanco down the middle of the field. Too high for his grasp, and that penalty helped out a lot, partner.
Helped out a lot. Number 7, Jane Gonzalez, was actually open down here deep, except they really put some pressure on Tenorio.
Pocket collapsed around Tenorio, and he had to get rid of it before he wanted to. And here is the punt now. Ryan Ray back there to receive at inside the 20, comes to the near side across the 40 and across the 30 and to the 33-yard line. The Eagles will start there with 6:02 left in the first half.
You know, Ruben, you kind of like to see that Ryan Ray back there to receive, and they kicked the football to him this time. So he actually took it, and he really looked running aggressively, coming to the near sideline.
He's able to do something with it following his blocks here to the near side. 6:02 left, ball on the near hash mark. Eagles will start their 4th offensive drive of the game at their own 35-yard line. 2 backs in the backfield with Barrera. The handoff is to Luis Flores. Straight ahead he goes. He's got to make sure he keeps the ball. There's a flag here as Flores nears the 40. Eventually he's going to be brought down at the 42, but I think it's going to come back. Partner.
I saw that face mask. I saw that head, sort of come back.
I thought perhaps it was a hold against the Eagles, but yep, it's going to go. You're right. You're absolutely right. It's going to go in the direction of the north end zone as they're going to penalize the Bulldogs for a face mask on Luis Flores.
These set of binoculars that my son gave me for Christmas, I can see the sweat on their forehead.
And after the penalty, it's going to be a first down already in Bulldog territory at the 44. Ball on the far hash mark. 5:46 left in the first half. Embry and Flores in the backfield along with Barrera. The handoff goes to Flores, running right up the middle. He goes, still on his feet. That's actually Embry with the carry, and Embry with a huge run to the Bulldog 25.
Ruben, that offensive formation, the other backs, the lead back. Flores had a good block.
Quickly to the line come the Eagles. Another handoff to the left side of the line for Avery Embry, and he's able to get a couple of yards to the 23. And one thing it does for the defense more is you don't know who you're looking at. You don't know whether to keep your eyes on Flores or on Embry. And for that big run, a 19-yard run for Avery Embry, you could see the defense trying to key in on Luis Flores.
Very good ball handling by Barrera, as he has an option to hand it to either one of those. And they're both on the same side.
On the left of Javier Barrera, here's a handoff. It's actually a keeper for Barrera, rolling right. Gets Flores in the left flat. Flores turns upfield and into the end zone for a touchdown. A quick strike, a little toss play. As Flores was following Barrera on his left, and 23 yards later, the Eagles are in the end zone with another touchdown. 19-0 is the score.
The timing on that play was so great. The fact being that both of those backs lined up to the side of Barrera. One of them went up inside in the line with a fake, and then Luis Flores sort of flared out and came around Barrera, who pulled up right at the last moment and threw the little short pass.
That 23-yard touchdown pass comes with 4:31 in the second quarter. Here's the point after attempt by Ivan Cruz. The kick is up, and it is good. 20-0 now is the Eagle lead with about 4.5 minutes left in the first half. We're going to take a break and be right back. On for the kickoff after the 23-yard touchdown catch by Luis Flores, coming from Ivan Cruz. Into the end zone for a touchback. And the Bulldogs are going to start at the 25. But, Morris, so far you could ask for a better game plan and a better result here. About 4.5 minutes left in the first half for the Eagles.
The only thing we would have liked different is we missed an extra point. But 21 points, and here come the Bulldogs very quickly to the line of scrimmage.
Bulldogs starting from their own 25, looking to score quickly. They do get the ball back first in the second half as they won the toss and elected to defer pregame. Tenodio's in the shotgun. Gael Rubio on his right, three receivers over to the far side, the top of the formation, and one split out wide right here. That's Jaden Gonzalez. Tenodio rolling left, gets hit as he throws. Pass is incomplete and out of bounds over to the far side of the field. Number 24, Ricardo Martinez with the defensive pressure there.
He did, and he was in there very quickly and hit Tenodio just as he threw the football.
And so the ball remains at the 25, 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs now. Again, Rubio in the backfield on Tenodio's right hip and two receivers on either side of the formation. Jaden Gonzalez, the man split out wide right, is the man that the Eagle defense needs to keep an eye on. 4:25 left in the first half. Here's a quick pass caught at the 30, and upfield goes the receiver. That's number 30, Juan Godoy, with the reception, and he gets across the 30 to the 31.
Had an Eagle defender right there to trip him up.
That's actually number 20, Joel Mancia, with the reception. Quickly to the line come the Bulldogs. The handoff is to Rubio, and he gets brought down in the backfield for a loss of, actually going to give him forward progress to the line of scrimmage, the 36.
Number 10 for the Eagles, Manny Fernandez. Boy, he was in there and flung him to the turf.
Quickly to the line come the Bulldogs at the 36 for a 2nd and 10. 3:41 and counting. The clock does stop with 2 minutes left here at the end of the first half. Tenodio gives a signal down here to Jaden Gonzalez, split out wide right. Tenodio looks left. The pass is caught at the 25 by number 3. That's Alan Blanco. And Blanco gets that ball to the 45 before being stopped.
Just short, isn't it?
Just short of by about a yard. Brendan Kislinger is actually the man with the catch. Number 13. We do, it appears, have an injury over on the far side of the field, or has Alexander called a timeout? They have called a timeout. I saw an Eagle on the ground over on the far sideline, but before they attended to that young man, the Bulldogs had called a timeout. That's their second of the half. Again, the clock does stop once again at the 2-minute mark. So 3:13 left here in the ball game, and the Eagle defense a little bit on its heels with this up-tempo Alexander offense, but they've got a 3rd and 1 now here from the 45.
But while we have this moment, let's talk a little bit about our sponsors for this year.
Brown Chevrolet of Eagle Pass, Ancita Ford of Eagle Pass, State Representative Eddie Morales, and Choche's Barbecue. 3:06 left. Here's Tenodio with the snap. The handoff is to Rubio, and Rubio gets across midfield to the 49. It's going to be a Bulldog first down.
The Eagle defense would really like to stop them and get the football back here before the end of the half.
That'd be ideal for this Eagle defense to hand the ball back over to their offense late in the first half. Tenodio takes the snap, a very late delayed handoff to Gael Rubio as they were reading that play, and Rubio is able to get the ball to the 46. Is the clock ticking? It is still, as Rubio did not get out of bounds. And it's a 2nd and 8 now as the clock heads towards the 2-minute timeout. The Bulldogs are not in any hurry, it looks like, to snap this ball. They're going to be able to get it off one more time before the 2-minute timeout. Again, the handoff to Rubio, and he's got room up the middle of the formation. He's brought down at the 40, about 2 yards shy of a first down, and we're going to have the 2-minute timeout here before the end of the first half. Eagles up 20-0, a minute 59 left in the second quarter. We'll be back. On a 3rd and 2 from the Eagle 40. The handoff again to Rubio, trying to turn wide, and the Eagle defense had a grasp of him. There's a flag at the very end of the play over on the far side of the field. It looks like for now that Rubio is going to have a first down at the 37, but we're going to see what this call is about.
If this is a hold, it will probably wipe out a first down, and it looks like they're looking that way.
The flag was right in the area where Rubio turned the corner over on the far side. Yep. Our referee, Javier Garza, tells us, it's offsetting penalties. We're going to do it all over again. A hold against the Bulldogs and a face mask against the Eagles. And so we're going to rerun 3rd down, 3rd and 2 from the 40.
Well, it gives the Eagle defense an opportunity to maybe draw something up here, a quick blitz or something.
We'll see if the Eagles try a run blitz here. 4-man defensive front with 3 linebackers close to the line. Man in motion. There's a whistle before the snap.
And if this is illegal procedure, which it looks that way,
they're going to step this off against the Panthers, and it's going to make it a 3rd and 7 now from the 45-yard line.
What a costly penalty! But it changes the complexity of this 3rd down. You're pretty much going to have to throw the football, aren't you?
You're going to have to find a way to get 7 yards with 1:35 left. The Eagles do have all 3 of their timeouts. If they get the ball back to their offense, they are able to move the ball downfield and kill the clock at least 3 times. 3rd and 7 from the 45 for the Bulldogs, looking to convert here with 1:20 left in the first half. Tenorio waiting for the snap, takes it there, drops back, steps up. The pass is caught by Rubio. They're going to have to try to stop him. Missed tackle there, and Rubio's going to have a first down inside the 35 at the 34. He did stay in bounds, though, so the clock will continue to tick.
We would figure he could try to hit I think he was more concerned about getting the first down than getting out of bounds.
Absolutely. The ball is at the 34. First down for the Bulldogs from there. 51 seconds left on the clock. The Bulldogs do have 1 timeout left. Tenorio drops back to pass, looks left, has to step up. Going to try to run it himself. Here's a pass that is over the head of Rubio. That was kind of the way that the Eagles scored back here on that connection between Barrera and Flores, but Tenorio unable to catch Rubio in stride there. Ball is incomplete, out of bounds.
I thought that he kind of threw that ball after he was past the line of scrimmage.
It looked that way. He had ran quite a bit by that point, but on the incompletion, the clock stops with 41 seconds and the ball at the 34. If Alexander can score here, they do get the ball back first in the second half. You don't want to give up that kind of momentum if you're the Eagle defense. Tenorio from the near hash mark takes a snap, looking downfield. There's a pass. It's incomplete. Over the head of the intended receiver there, Luis Blanco down the middle of the field. Good coverage there in the middle of the field.
Number 3, Rodrigo Garcia, was right there. Tenorio kind of overthrew that pass a little bit, which helped the Eagle defense.
Ball will remain at the 34. Clock stops because of the incompletion, and it is a 3rd and 10 now. From there for the Bulldogs, Eagle defense looking to stop them and prevent the Bulldogs from scoring before the end of the half here.
Key here is not to get beat deep.
Have to keep everything in front of you. The Bulldogs do only have one timeout left. Quick pass caught down the middle of the field, and still on his feet is the receiver, Blanco. And Blanco's finally taken down inside the 20. The Bulldogs actually have 2 timeouts left. That previous one was an injury timeout for the Eagles. And so the Bulldogs now are going to take a timeout. They've got one left with the ball at the 18-yard line with 28 seconds left. You've got to hand it to Tenorio. Did a good job of finding Blanco down the middle of the field.
He did. Good pass.
And as we near the end of the first half, we do want to thank our sponsors here on Eagle Pass Sports Central. Brown Chevrolet of Eagle Pass, Suncita Ford of Eagle Pass, Choch's Barbecue, and of course State Representative Eddie Morales, who was quite the host for us yesterday at the prediction show. I talked to Eddie today. He said he had a lot of fun at the prediction show. Going to see him one more time before the end of the season. 28 seconds left in the first half. 20-0 is the Eagle lead, but very dangerous are the Bulldogs here, knocking on the door from the 18-yard line. They do get the ball back to start off the second half. Ball on the near hash mark. Tenorio takes a snap, looks left. Here comes the pressure. They're going to sack him back here at the 26-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 25, and the Bulldogs are going to have to call their last time out of the half with 20 seconds left. Excellent defensive pressure, Morris.
Number 6, Anthony Paniagua, came with a blitz over from the left side and a direct line to Tenorio and sacked him.
From the blind side, Tenorio never saw him coming, was looking off to the left for an open receiver, and the Eagle defense did a good job of bringing the pressure there. That line collapsed on the right side of the offense, and Tenorio was sacked back here at the 25. You tell a young quarterback there's 2 things you can't do in this situation. You can't take a sack, and you can't throw an interception. He did one of the 2 things you can't do. You tell him, if with this amount of time left, if it's not there, throw it away. Live to fight another day. Tenorio was swallowed up by the Eagle blitz there. And when they come back out onto the field now, it's going to be a second and 17 from the 25. 20 seconds left here. Now, if you're the Eagles, you really have to keep everything in front of you because the Bulldogs cannot stop the clock anymore here in the first half. Tenorio from the near hash mark, waiting for the snap. There's 2 receivers on either side of the formation. Tenorio's going to make the call now to the offensive line. He does have Rubio on his left. Man in motion to the top side. There's the snap. Tenorio looks left, steps up in the pocket. Here comes the blitz, and he gets rid of it out of bounds down here on the near sideline. 5 seconds tick off on the clock. 15 seconds left. It's going to be a 3rd and long for the Bulldogs.
Number 2, Alex Reese, was in the backfield, really put a lot of pressure on Tenorio.
You get the feeling that Tenorio's, as they call it, hearing footsteps, seeing ghosts fly around him here late in this drive. 15 seconds left here in the first half. 3rd and 17. The Bulldogs can still get a first down inside the 10. But again, if you're that Eagle defense, you have got to make sure that nothing gets behind you and into the end zone in this situation. The Bulldogs cannot stop the clock anymore in this half. Tenorio rolls right, rolls left, looking downfield, still looking for someone open, lets the pass go. Gonzalez cannot make the catch at the 15, and it's going to bring up a 4th and 17 with 8 seconds left here in the first half, and it looks, for the moment, it looked like the field goal kicking team was coming out of the field, and now they've kind of held everybody up, and only the offensive line is waiting down here on the field. The Bulldogs, it looks like, are ready to go into the locker room. That's weird. With 8 seconds left, the Bulldogs are just walking off the field. They're going to run the clock, and that's the end of the half. I don't think I've seen that happen too many times,
I
Parker.
have seen a lot of things, but I have not seen somebody not try to run another play. And
They wound the clock. The Bulldogs didn't really need to call another play, although the clock had stopped because of the incompletion. But looks like the Bulldogs told the officials, "We're just walking out. We're not going to take fourth down. We're not going to use our fourth down." But the good news is the Eagle defense held firm. This was a very dangerous drive at the end of the first half here, and the Eagle defense was able to bend but not break. They stopped them inside their own 20. The Bulldogs got as far as the Eagle 18-yard line. They've managed to hold them back, and the Eagle defense pitching a shutout in the first half.
well, they did really, really well. I think both sides of the ball for the Eagle Pass Eagles in this first half, pretty much how they drew it up. And the game plan was well executed. But I think right now they've got the Alexander offense on its heels here. And I think Alexander will go into the locker room at halftime and come back with some major changes.
It's going to be interesting to see what kind of adjustments both these teams make at the half in the locker room. For those of you listening on EPISD iVision, we'll be back for the start of the second half. For those of you joining us on our Eagle Pass Sports Central YouTube page and Facebook channel, we want to thank you again for joining us on this broadcast, and we want to thank our sponsors one more time. Ancita Ford of Eagle Pass, Brown Chevrolet of Eagle Pass, Choch's Barbecue, and State Representative Eddie Morales. The Mighty Eagle Band will perform along with students from Eagle Pass Junior High here at halftime. It's Parents' Night for the band tonight. We'll try to show you as much of that as we can. Otherwise, we'll be back for the start of the second half. Eagles are up 20-0.
Pues no también tengo.
support. Tonight, we ask that the parents of the Mighty Eagle gang join their child on the field. As the parents make their way to the field, parents, on behalf of all the band directors and the music department, thank you very much. We appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for your never-ending support.
Welcome back for the second half. Eagles are up 20-0. And the Bulldogs will receive the ball first here, going towards the south end zone, left or right on your screen. Ivan Cruz will kick off here for the Eagles. Two men back deep to receive for the Bulldogs. It's Luis Blanco and Hector Benavides standing at about their own 6-yard line, ready to go. And here is the kickoff from Ivan Cruz. It'll be fielded on the far side at the 11-yard line, up the field across the 20, and still moving the pile forward near the 25 to the 24. There's a very late flag that comes in all the way from the backfield from the referee, and I don't know if that was something after the play, Morris, or if it was maybe a hold or a block in the back during the play.
Well, you're right. There was a lot of a little scrum, like you like to say, going on over there in front of, and this one's going to go against the Eagles.
Well, it's a difficult way to start the second half. You're going to step this off against the Eagles.
I was about to say that's not probably how we want to start the second half.
Because that Bulldog offense is going to have very good field position at the 38. Here come the Bulldogs. Tenorio in the shotgun, takes the snap. Counter to Rubio. Rubio looking for some room on the left side of the line, finds it. And he's down at the 45 after a gain of 7. 2nd and 3 coming up. We had a little visit up in the booth during halftime from defensive coordinator Ricky Ruiz, who popped in and said they expect this Bulldog offense to come with a variety of looks here in the second half. Ball on the far hash mark. Delayed handoff to Rubio, but he's able to have enough room on the far side to make it a first down at the 49.
You know, that play is designed to really hand off the ball to Rubio pretty late so that Tenorio still has an opportunity to maybe keep the football.
Maybe pull it back on that zone read and able to keep it himself. First down for the 40 at the 48. Ball on the far hash mark. Tenorio again a counter, and right there on the spot is number 6 for the Eagles. Anthony Paniagua with the tackle in the backfield all the way back here at the 43-yard line. A loss of 6.
I was about to say that important for the Eagle defense to really keep Alexander off the board here in this opening drive.
Ball on the far hash mark, 2nd and long. Trouble with the snap again for Tenorio. Steps up in the pocket, lets a pass go, and it's caught at the 45 and into Eagle territory. Down at the 40 is the receiver Luis Blanco, and they have a first down at the Eagle 40.
We suspected that the Alexander offense was going to make some adjustments.
They have, and they're on the move here. After a bad snap, Tenorio was able to pull that down and find Blanco downfield from the 40, 1st and 10 in the pistol formation. Tipped at the line, but still caught inside the 35 by number 12, Christopher Gonzalez. And again, quickly to the line are the Bulldogs with a 2nd and 4 from the 34-yard line.
Very good catch. He stayed focused after the ball was tipped at the line.
Eagle defense on their heels a little bit here at the start of the second half as the Bulldogs have come out with an up-tempo offense. From the shotgun, Tenorio takes the snap, looks left, quick pass, caught over on the far side of the field, and inside the 30, still on his feet, is the receiver Brennan Kislinger, and Kislinger gets the Bulldogs another first down to the 25.
So very quickly, Alexander almost inside the red zone here.
9:08 showing on the clock. Here's Gael Rubio split out wide to the right side of the formation with Gonzalez in the slot and Tenorio in the backfield all by himself. Here's the snap. Here comes the pressure. Tenorio lets go, and it is incomplete. Just off the fingertips of the intended receiver, Christopher Gonzalez, down the middle of the field.
Number 1, Ryan Rea. was there on the coverage, and Tenoria's going to look for the middle of that field, and I think we need to get more pressure on them.
When they're pushing the ball far downfield, it's always up the middle. If they're going to test the outer limits of the Eagle defense, it's with short passes to the edges. Here's a handoff to Rubio. He's got lots of room as he turns the corner near the 20. Finally brought down before reaching the 20 at the 21-yard line. Good tackle there for the Eagles by Manny Fernandez, the linebacker, coming in 8:34 and counting in the third quarter. And the Bulldogs have now a 3rd and 8.
Good job of stringing him out to the near side of the field. They did not let him cut the corner.
Ball's at the 22-yard line. 3rd and 8 for the Bulldogs from there. Tenorio into shotgun with the ball on the near hash mark. Takes a snap, looks right, looking for someone open there. Has Gonzalez in the area, and that is a catch at the 11-yard line. Gonzalez had to go down and get it with the Eagle defensive back, Tristan Villaseñor, all over his back. And it's a first down for the Bulldogs at the 11.
And the Bulldogs now knocking on the door here.
Jaden Gonzalez is going to move to the left side of the formation. The man who just made that first down catch is going to be split out wide left. He's being followed by Tristan Villaseñor in one-on-one coverage over to the top. Tenorio from the right hash mark here to the near side. Takes the snap, hands off to Rubio. Rubio has room on the right side of the line. Brought down by Manny Fernandez as he nears the 5. Brought down at the 7.
And you know that the front 4 offensive linemen for Alexander they have really good size.
They're pushing that Eagle defensive front around in a way that they did not do in the first half. So obviously some adjustments for the Bulldogs at halftime. 7:04 left in the third quarter. The Bulldogs are knocking on the door with a 2nd and about 6. Tenorio keeps the ball, rolls left, looking for someone. There's a flag. Tenorio slips inside the 5. I think this is going to come back as they're going to get somebody for a hold right as Tenorio hit it upfield up the left hash mark.
Number 1, Ryan Rea, really was in hot pursuit of Tenorio, and maybe somebody was trying to block for him.
There is the hold. It's going to be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. And the Bulldogs are going to be back here on this side of the 15 at the 17.
And once again, our Eagle defense really gets helped out by a very timely penalty against the Bulldogs.
We saw it happen in the first half, and again, as you mentioned, partner, a timely penalty here when the Bulldogs were deep in Eagle territory. They still are at the 17-yard line. This is a 2nd and 16, though. Ball on the far hash mark. Tenorio in the shotgun with Rubio on his right. There's a snap. There's a handoff. Fakes the handoff. The pass is caught inside the 10 on a quick slant up the middle of the field. That appears to be Luis Blanco with the catch, number 11. And Blanco will get the ball to the 7. It's going to be a 3rd and about 6. Bulldogs can still get a first down at the 1.
Well, do you think it's 4th down, two down territory here, 4th down?
I think the Bulldogs will use 2 downs to get a first down here. 3rd and 6 for now from the 7-yard line in Eagle territory, heading towards the south end zone. Tenorio's in the backfield all by himself. Receivers spread out all across the formation. Here comes the blitz. Tenorio steps back, lets a pass go, and it is incomplete. In and out of the hands of Jaden Gonzalez, who had beaten his defender on an inside slant, and it was just a little too hot to handle for Jaden Gonzalez.
Well, here they come. This looks like a field goal attempt as the Bulldogs figure they need to at least, come out of this drive with 3 points.
Bulldogs are going to try to put some points on the board. Edgar Longoria coming out for an attempted 24-yard field goal. They're going to put this ball down at the 14 from the far hash mark. There's the snap, the hold, the kick is on its way, and it is good. And the Bulldogs get on the scoreboard with the first drive of the second half. 5:38 left in the third quarter. The score, Eagles 20, Bulldogs 3. .538 left in the third quarter. Longoria, who just hit that 24-yard field goal, will now kick off. It is a short kickoff, fielded at the 23-yard line on the far side of the field. Still on his feet as a return man. Gets a good block at the 40, 45 midfield. Turns on the Jets into Bulldog territory. That's Rodrigo Gonzalez Garcia with the return, and he puts the Eagles in very good position here just inside Bulldog territory at the 48.
You know, he looked like he was going to try to come to this side of the field, which was a wide side of the field, reversed his field, and it sort of opened up over there, and it took one of the deep coverage back here, the late coverage by the Bulldogs to really get to him on the far sideline.
Gonzalez Garcia got a good block that sprung him there as he headed towards the north end zone. 5:28 left in the third quarter. Barrera's going to be in the shotgun with Embry and Flores on his left. There's a snap. The handoff is to Embry. Bounces left, gets caught by the foot, and then the cavalry arrives for the Bulldog defense. No gain on the carry. 2nd and 10 now from the 48.
Really, our timing was off on that play. I think Barrera looked up and realized that the play clock was down under 5 seconds, so he sort of hurried.
The Bulldogs used almost half of the third quarter on their first drive. The Eagles cannot give this ball back, right back to that Bulldog offense. A good long drive is what's needed for that. Grinds down some clock here. 4:50 left in the third. Ball on the near hash mark. Barrera is into shotgun with two receivers or two backs on his right hip. Here is a pump fake to the right. Now Barrera keeps it himself at the 45. At the 40, comes here to the near side and is pushed out of bounds inside the 40 at the 38. And that's good enough for an Eagle first down.
You know, I really like Barrera's demeanor here. He actually in no hurry. He knew that he had a one-on-one over here to the near side of the field, and knew pretty much exactly where he needed to get to.
Took his time, looked at his blocking, looked at the situation downfield, kept it himself, and got the Eagles a first down to the 38. 1st and 10 from there, ball in the near hash mark. Here comes Sebastian Velasquez across the formation. There's a snap, handled well by Barrera, and then the handoff to Luis Flores, who's at the 30, puts his head down at the 25. And it's another Eagle first down from there. Flores did a good job of staying in bounds, but Barrera did a good job of handling kind of a dicey snap.
He did, but we've got a man down here. It's from Alexander, and that is the defender that Luis Flores, was going full blast when he hit him, ran into him.
So Bulldog defender down at about the 25-yard line here on the near sideline, nearest to the Eagle side of the field. 4:26 left in the third quarter. Eagles up 20-3 and on the move here in Bulldog territory. 4:26 left in the third quarter. That's defensive back Ricky Carson, who's going to come off the field with what looks to be, at least at this point, a head injury, heading under his own power over to the far sideline. But more importantly, the Eagles have a first down from the 23-yard line. On the near hash mark, Barrera takes the snap, hands off to Luis Flores, again comes to the near side, tries to get north and south. They're going to string him out at about the 20. He'll give him a couple of more yards, actually, to the 18. A 5-yard gain there for Luis Flores.
A very quiet 5-yard gain for Luis Flores, who tonight is running with a lot of authority.
Ricky Carson was on the receiving end of the end of a tackle there in which Luis Flores just bowled him over on the previous play. 4:04 left on the clock. Into third quarter, Barrera's into shotgun with Embry and Flores on his left. This handoff is to Embry, and he's going to get met at the line of attack. And they'll give him forward progress to the line of scrimmage, the 18. That's going to be there, a 3rd and about 5 now.
That's how they set up one of the touchdowns before. They both lined up on the same side to the left side of Barrera. And that time he gave it to Embry, but you flared out Luis Flores. So maybe this time he's only got one back there this time, though.
He's got Flores in the pistol formation behind him. He made them jump. And then after the defensive line jump, one of our offensive linemen, I think, jumped, unless they're going to call this on the defense first.
I don't think so. I think he managed to get back quick enough before the ball was snapped. And, they're talking about it, so, we have they're going to put it to a vote.
The officials down there trying to see whether this is an offsides or a false start, and it is an offsides, and that should be enough to give the Eagles a first down with these 5 yards.
You called it right, partner. And
Barrera was trying to get the ball snapped and looking for a free play before they whistled the thing dead. They weren't able to get that to him, but the penalty should still give the Eagles a first down. They're not moving the chains yet. It says first down here. Over on the far side now, they are going to move them, and they will mark the first down.
Things a little different now with these digital down markers.
Ball at the 13. 1st and 10 for the Eagles from there. They can still get a first down at the 3. On the counter, Embry running hard north and south. He's going to get met at the 5, but a good 8-yard run for Avery Embry.
I liked, I would like for Embry to get into the end zone.
Avery Embry came in with 1 rushing touchdown, averaging about 13 yards a game, and getting some work here in that 2-back set that the Eagles are deploying against the Bulldogs. 2:32 left in the third quarter. 2nd and 2. Barrera takes a snap. The handoff is to Avery Embry again, and Embry trying to turn the corner here on the near side. It's actually Luis Flores with the carry there, and Flores gets back. Oh, actually, looks about inside the 5 now at about the 4.
So it's 3rd down, and what is it, about 1?
Looks to be just about a yard, 3rd and 1.
You can get a first down here without getting in the end zone.
At the 3. Ball on the near hash mark, 2 backs in the backfield with Barrera. Here is a keeper. He rolls right. He's got 1 man to beat, and then he's got a man open in the end zone, and the touchdown. Sebastian Velasquez in the end zone, in the corner, the near corner of the end zone, gets the Eagles 6 more points. He had the option, Morris did, Barrera, to take off himself, but he saw Sebastian Velasquez coming clear and got the ball to him just in time.
The Alexander coach on that far side is giving the referee a really hard time. And here comes the ref,
This might be.
Let's see what we got going here.
They had they had no football.
Yeah, whoever that would help. Whoever was in pursuit of Barrera figured out very quickly he wasn't going to catch him. But Barrera, very unselfishly, just found Velasquez in the end zone.
Ivan Cruz on for the point after attempt. Alex Ruiz is the holder. The kick is on its way, and it is good. That's going to make the score. Eagles 27, Bulldogs 3 with 1:35 left in the third quarter. Minute 35 left in the third. The Eagles have scored another touchdown on their first offensive drive. They've answered that opening field goal of the second half by the Bulldogs, and the score now is 27-3. A 4-yard touchdown strike from Javier Barrera to Sebastian Velasquez. Here is a fair catch at the 35. Sebastian Velasquez came in with 573 receiving yards, averaging about 114 receiving yards a game. Came in with 4 touchdowns. He's added to that here in this game. 2 more touchdowns tonight.
Eagles decided not to kick that deep, trying to maybe catch one of those front men for the Bulldogs by surprise. The ball's at the 35.
That's where the Bulldogs will start from the far hash mark. Handoff on the counter to Gael Rubio, and the Eagle defense is right there to bring him down a yard behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 11 is going to be coming up with the ball at the 34.
Coming in from the near side over here was number 24. That was Ricardo Martinez to make the tackle. We do have who I believe is a Alexander lineman down
at about the 36-yard line. They're going to attend to that young man. Will step away. Eagles are up 27-3. Minute 21 left in the third. Clock stops as they attend to Mauricio Hernandez, one of the offensive linemen for the Bulldogs. He will go off the field, and it's a 2nd and 11 for Alexander from the far hash mark. Tenorio in the shotgun with Rubio on his right. Play action, ball tipped at the line, intended for number 12, Christopher Gonzalez, over on the left side. And on the incompletion, the clock will stop, and it's going to be a 3rd and 11 now for the Bulldogs.
Dangerous pass once it got tipped, because one of our linebackers was a little bit too far back.
It's tipped at the line, kind of just went up there. And Gonzalez still tried to take a stab at it from his receiver position. 1:17 left here in the third quarter. The Bulldogs with the 3rd and 11 trying to convert on their side of the field from the 34. Tenorio drops back. Here comes the pressure. Has to roll out to his right. There's the pass. Incomplete. Dropped by Gael Rubio, who was in the right flat down here at about the 33-yard line. And the Eagles have forced the Bulldogs to punt on a 3-and-out.
Once again, number 24 was right there. That's Ricardo Martinez to put a lot of pressure on Tenorio. Tenorio had to throw that fading away, and that's why it was short.
Edgar Longoria on to punt for the Bulldogs. Kick is on its way. And it takes a good eagle bounce after hitting at about the 26, and then back on this side of the 30. The Eagles are going to take over at the 33.
So far, so good for this Eagle defense. They have been able to contain the Bulldogs.
Eagles are going to start at the 33, and you have to wonder, you don't like to get cocky, but if the Eagles can score one more time here, whether that'll do it for the starters for the ball game. The majority of the fourth quarter might be played by some of the Eagle backups here. But let's see what Javier Barrera and the Eagle offense can do here from the 33 and the far hash mark to receive two running backs in the backfield with him on his left. This handoff is to Avery Embry, and Embry's brought down at the line of scrimmage, the 33.
They continue to set up that run right there to the middle of the line and keep flaring out Luis Flores.
Clock is still ticking. That's how Luis Flores scored his receiving touchdown. A little flare out to the left flat in the first half. 26 seconds and counting now. Eagles in no particular hurry, trying to grind some clock down in the second half. Barrera in the shotgun, takes the snap. The handoff is to Luis Flores, who bounces left and will be brought down for no gain at the 33.
Well, most certainly now the Eagles are going to have to throw the football here.
That's the end of the third quarter. Eagles go into the fourth with a 27-3 lead. At the start of the fourth quarter, Eagles are up 27-3, and they've got a 3rd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Eagles marching now towards the south end zone, left to right on your screen. From the short shotgun there, Barrera awaits a snap, takes it, drops back in the pocket, and that is incomplete. He had a receiver short and long. That pass kind of fell in between Jeremiah Silva and the receiver, the other intended receiver there, Marco Medellin. With 11:56 left in the game, the Eagles are going to have to punt. The Eagles have only punted once, if I'm not mistaken,
about to say that.
in this game.
We're going to see a rare Eagle punt here.
On for the punt is Jay Jaques, backup quarterback, and a young man who's done some playing for you on the baseball diamond, Morris.
He has, and he's played some baseball.
Gets a good punt off here, not a lot of hang time, line drive, kicks at the Bulldog 45 and goes out of bounds there. So Alexander's going to have good field position from there, and the Eagle defense, though, with a comfortable lead, will try to continue to hold this Alexander offense.
Well, we're in the fourth quarter now, and clock management now becomes very, very important.
Well, the Bulldogs have to be in a hurry now. I mean, we saw them, even in this last drive, continue with those kind of lazy handoffs to Gael Rubio, and when you're in this deep of a hole, you really need to get your offense to the line quickly and execute. Ball on the far hash mark. Tenorio's in the shotgun with two receivers on either side of the formation, and Gael Rubio on his right.
Tenorio's looking over there and kind of, putting his hands out and say, hey, what are we running?
Now he moves Rubio on his left. Lots of confusion in that Alexander offense. They've got to take a timeout before the play clock runs out. We'll take a timeout with them. 11:49 left in the ballgame. Eagles up 27-3. $11:49 left in the ball game. After their first time out of the second half, the Bulldogs are back on offense here. Ball on the far hash mark. Tenorio's into shotgun with a blocker in front of Gael Rubio this time. They'll go in that direction. Rubio trying to find some room, trying to bounce outside, but he's brought down by Manny Fernandez here at the 45 for no gain.
Manny Fernandez was eagle on the spot there. He was just met him head on. Plugged that hold up really well.
Fernandez is a very sure tackler. Once he gets his hands around you, it's difficult to advance any after that. 11:26 left in the ball game now. 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs in their own territory at the 45. Tenorio with Rubio in a pistol formation and a blocker on the left side of the line. Fakes the handoff. Looks downfield. Jaden Gonzalez is in the area. Double covered, bracketed there by Tristan Villaseñor and another Eagle defender. And the ball slightly overthrown, falls incomplete.
Not only double coverage, we had our safety go over there also. So you're looking at 3 orange jerseys running alongside the receiver.
Jaden Gonzalez surrounded by Eagle defensive backs. 11:04 left as the clock stops on the incompletion, and now it's a 3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs from the 45. The Bulldogs have to get to the Eagle 45 for a first down. They've managed to convert on a couple of big 3rd downs in this ballgame. Here comes the blitz. Tenorio's running for his life in the backfield. Lets the pass go incomplete and intercepted by Manny Fernandez at the 42-yard line. And Fernandez still on his feet, still running. Going to finally be tackled at the Bulldog 25. And we've got some stuff going on down on the field. No flags that I can see. But a heck of an interception by Manny Fernandez on a tipped ball over on the far sideline. And Fernandez was right there on the spot to bring it down.
Fernandez took the time to look down at his feet, say whether if he had him in bounds, and he did. And I think I don't know if we got a flag over there, but we had a little extracurricular. We do have a flag down here.
There's an official without his cap.
At the 50. So we actually have 2 penalties.
And there is a flag at about midfield on the...
I want to think this may be after the interception. And so all that extracurricular activity over there was for naught.
Yep. We'll see where this ball ends up. It's going to go against the Eagles, a personal foul. They're going to step it off.
And now does Alexander keep the football? No.
I think it was post.
It was after.
It was after the interception.
But a great difference in field position. They stepped it off all the way to the 33, the Eagle 33, when we were over here almost at the Alexander 33.
That's right, a big flip of the field, but the Eagle offense is going to come back on and take over at the 33-yard line with 10:49 left in the ball game. And as we expected, I think that's Jay Huckes in the backfield now for the Eagles. In the pistol formation, Huckes takes the snap, hands off to Avery Embry, and Embry puts his head down and gets about a yard on the carry to the 34.
So we did get the football, although not Manny Fernandez sure did work hard to get it downfield, and the flag wiped that out. But here comes, I'm expecting to see Barrera back in.
Jake Hawkins is going to stay out there. I think Javi Barrera's night is done with a 27-3 lead. And Hawkins is in the pistol formation with Avery Embry behind him. And a whole raft of new numbers here in the receiver positions. Hawkins is going to keep it himself, comes here to the near side, and slides at the 35 after a gain of a yard. It's going to be 3rd and about 9 now for the Eagles.
You know, the Eagles important here to keep sustaining drives, because you for sure Alexander can be very explosive, especially if you let him back in the football game.
We've got to be careful even with a 24-point lead here. Of course, the Eagles doing a good job of bleeding the clock late in the ball game here. 9:27 left in the fourth quarter. Jay Hawkins in at quarterback for the Eagles. Ball on the near hash mark in the pistol formation with Avery Embry behind him. There's the snap. Fakes the handoff. The pass is incomplete, intended down here for number 31. Rodrigo Gonzalez Garcia, the sophomore quarterback, and that's going to happen when you get backup sometimes in the ball game, players that don't have a lot of experience in game. But the clock does stop on the incompletion, which is not helpful to the Eagles there, and they're going to bring out. Well, actually, Hawkins is going to stay on the field there to punt this ball off.
And we're really looking here for a good punt. We would really need for them not to have good field position here.
Hawkins awaits the snap. He's able to bring it down, a line drive punt that hits at the 45, and then rolls. It actually hit an Eagle coverage man at the 38. That's where the Bulldogs will start with 9 minutes exactly left here in the ball game.
And we're just like the interception didn't happen.
That's right.
And but we did take time off the clock. So I'm sure right now over here on the sideline is a discussion of with the Eagle offense saying, hey, guys, we're giving you an opportunity to play, but we've still got to continue to get first down.
Yeah, move the ball down the field and eat up some clock is what the Eagle offense needs to do whenever they get the ball back. Again, 9 minutes left in the ball game. New quarterback in for Alexander and new halfback as well. That is number 4, Santiago Vasquez, the new quarterback, the junior, and the new halfback replacing Gael Rubio is number 25, Genaro Barrera. And so a new tandem in the backfield. It looks like the Bulldogs are going to save their first stringers as well. You don't want to get anybody injured this late in the ball game, down by 24. Vasquez from the shotgun takes the snap, rolls right, looking downfield, lets the pass go. It's incomplete, intended for Jaden Gonzalez over on the far side. Gonzalez is unable to come up with it cleanly. Clocks will stop with 8:16 and a 3rd and 6.
It's pretty amazing how you see changes in coordination between receivers and quarterbacks when you change out players, you know.
That's right. The things that seem to be working like clockwork before, a little different when you've got players in the game that just haven't been used to running an offense and practicing with real speed. 8:16 left. Clock stops rather on the incompletion. Here's a handoff to the running back, Genaro Barrera. And Barrera is taken down for no gain. And the Bulldogs are going to have to punt from there.
Number 24 again for the Eagles, Ricardo Martinez there to make the tackle. And coming back deep over here is going to be number 1, Ryan Rea.
Ball's going to be punted off by Edgar Longoria. Ryan Reyes standing at about his 20 or so, maybe the 22. High snap. Longoria is able to get it down. High punt. Fair caught at the 20, and at the very last minute, a dicey proposition there for Ryan Rea to be able to haul that in. But he does, and he's down at the 20.
Ryan Rea saw 2 defenders coming at him and then signaled for a fair catch and then just barely, fell in front to make the catch. It was pretty risky.
With some Bulldogs in the area, Rea does a good job of hauling that ball in. And here comes Jay Kakis again with Avery Embry in the backfield with him. 7:33 showing on the clock. A nice long drive would suit this Eagle team just fine. Looking to move to 2-1 in district. Kakis takes the snap. The handoff is to Embry, who bounces right in, is looking to get north and south, turns a corner at about the 25 before being pushed out of bounds. He'll get 6 yards on the carry to the 26.
The only thing I'd add there is that you sort of should have just stayed in bounds.
That's the part of the game that's in between your ears. You've got to know the situation, and you've got to know that you got to keep the clock ticking. 7:21 and counting in the ball game. Ball on the near hash mark. Second and about 4 from the 26. Kakis in the pistol formation with Embry in the backfield. 2 receivers on either side of the formation. Still plenty of time left on the play clock. They're going to move a man in motion here to the near side. Kakis will take the snap. Straight handoff to Embry, who bounces right. He's got room in front of him at the 45 midfield. Nobody's going to catch Avery Embry into the end zone for a 74-yard touchdown to make the lead Eagles 33, Bulldogs 3.
And finally, we get Embry an opportunity to show his speed. And it looked like I wish I'd had a camera on him so I could see his eyes when he saw that green open up in front of him. And then he said, hey, I'm turning on the Rockets here.
That touchdown coming with 6:46 left in the ball game. A 74-yard touchdown run for Avery Embry. Well deserved after the game he's had in the backfield along with Javier Barrera and Luis Flores. Ivan Cruz on for the point after attempt. The kick is on its way, and it's good. The Eagle lead now 34-3 with 6:46 left in the ball game. Ready. 6:46 left in the ball game. The Eagles have scored again a 74-yard touchdown run by Avery Embry there to make the lead 34-3.
Well, for you baseball fans, the Dodgers have beaten the Brewers 3-1 to take a 3-0 lead there. 3-0.
Dodgers a game away from being back in the World Series.
In the other game, Toronto is leading Seattle 5-1 in the 5th, and Seattle leads that series 2-1.
Blue Jays trying to make that series even. High kick fielded at the 23-yard line by one of the upmen for the Bulldogs. And Morris, you said it as we finished the second half, but you couldn't ask for a better script here today for the Eagles. This is exactly the kind of performance they needed from both sides of the ball, from offense and defense, and a win that they're looking to propel them, especially with a very tough matchup against Laredo United coming up next week.
Well, most certainly, the game plan went as planned for the Eagles tonight.
They have executed it well on both sides of the ball. A loss of a yard on the carry there for number 25, Genaro Barrera. Ball is back here at the 26 now.
We really don't expect anything spectacular to happen here, with both teams just really already looking forward to the next game.
And there's actually a different quarterback in now for the Bulldogs. This is Barrera again with the carry. He's going to get maybe a yard over to the far side of the field. Number 33 is taking snaps now. That's Gael Gonzalez. It's a weird number for a quarterback, but the young man is a senior. You'd like to think he's getting some action here in his senior year out on the field. Gael Gonzalez, we don't often see a quarterback with number 33.
No, we don't. He probably is not listed as a quarterback.
He is listed as a quarterback, number 33.
Really?
Yeah, senior quarterback.
Well,
Third and long here. The handoff again to Barrera, and he'll get this ball to the 30, where it's going to be a 4th and about 7, and the Bulldogs will bring on the punting team.
we're probably going to, on the Eagles side over here, we're going to see a lot more new numbers players out there, as it's always important to get the next man up some game time experience.
Some game action for some of these backups for the Eagles. Longoria with the punt. It's going to hit at the 35 and roll all the way near the Eagle 20, down at the 21. The Eagle offense will come back out with 4:44 left in the ballgame. The clock is going to stop one more time at the 2-minute timeout. The Eagles have this game well in hand, 34-3 in the fourth quarter. Certainly not the kind of score that we expected, but the Eagles firing on all cylinders today, executing on both offensive and defense. Only one turnover in the game. That's an interception by Manny Fernandez.
Well, I'm sure pretty much that was what the Eagles expected or wanted.
We had some cautious optimism from Coach Roger Olivas and the prediction show yesterday, but I think he knew that his players were up to the task here today. Jay Hawk is in the shotgun. Takes the snap. The handoff is to a new running back, number 15, who comes here to the near side and across the 25. Joey Galvan getting some carries now. And Galvan gets that ball to the 27. 2nd and 4 coming up for the Eagles with 4:16 and counting here in the ball game. And, of course, the Eagles are going to take these play clocks down to the very last second, if possible, on each play. Ball's on the near hash mark. Jay Jaques is in the shotgun. Again, the carry to Galvan, puts his head down and gets a yard to the 28. The Eagles will have a third down. It's actually to the 29. The Eagles will have a third down from there. Third down at about 2 now. From the 29-yard line, if they can get to the 31, they'll get a fresh set of downs and continue to move this clock. Clock is ticking down, under 3.5 minutes left now. And, of course, the Eagles will take as much time as they can off of the play clock on each play. Clock is in the shotgun with Joey Galvan on his right. Takes the snap. There's the handoff. Galvan trying to turn the corner. Gets past one tackle. Puts up a stiff arm over there and is unable to outrun the coverage. But good job of staying in bounds by Joey Galvan, not running out of bounds, and the clock will continue to tick as the Eagle punting team comes on.
He did stay in bounds, and I think we can have a little moment here to talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow is Mavericks here.
Homecoming
Homecoming
for the Mavericks.
And so we expect them to have all the festivities tomorrow.
And a familiar face will roll into town, David Charles, head coach
David Charles
at Martin High School, who was the inaugural head coach for the CC Win Maverick football program. Jaques gets off a good punt here, as it's going to go out of bounds near the 40 on the Bulldogs side of the field with 2:14 left in the ball game. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Here we go. This will be the last play before the 2-minute timeout, coming with 2:14. The handoff to Laredo. He's got room, and he's able to break a good run into Eagle territory at the 45. The Bulldogs are trying to hurry to the line to get one more play off before the 2-minute timeout. And they will not be able to. So 2 minutes left in the game. Here's the 2-minute timeout before the end of the game. Well, they're going to let this clock run, so no timeout. I guess with this score, they're just going to let the clock run. Barrera gets the handoff again inside the 40. He goes to the 39. And the clock continues to tick, as the two teams down in the field have chosen by agreement to skip over that 2-minute timeout. And so the Bulldogs on the move here with the ball at the 39 on a 2nd and short. Barrera again with the carry. He's going to be brought down in the backfield for a loss of a yard. Jael de Hoyos, junior defensive tackle, with the stop. And it's going to be a 3rd and 3 now from the 40. Under a minute left now in the ballgame, 58 seconds. Quarterback Gael Gonzalez hands off to, actually with a keeper, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield all the way back here near midfield by West Finlayson, the junior defensive back, with the tackle. 4th down now. They're going to mark him down at the 45. It's going to be a 4th and 8, and the Bulldog offense is going to stay on the field. And we might not need another snap here, as it looks like the play clock is about 8 seconds ahead of the game clock. And indeed, no further plays in this game. That'll be the end of it. And as we count down the seconds, the Eagles move their district record now to 2-1 after this victory. 34-3 is the final score in a game that from the beginning was under control for the Eagles. Good execution on offense and on defense. The Eagle offense scored every which way, over the air and on the ground. And of course, that Eagle defense pitching a shutout for all of the first half, only allowing 3 points, 24-yard field goal in the first drive of the second half for the Bulldogs, and that is about it. The Eagle defense is going to feel really good about themselves here going into that matchup next week on Saturday, partner, down in Laredo against the Longhorns, the United Longhorns. You and I are going to be there to cover that game, we hope. But the Eagles with a great job here. We're going to say goodbye to those of you joining us on EPISD iVision. Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back here tomorrow for the game between the Martin Tigers and the Mavericks. And for those of you listening in on Eagle Pass Sports Central on our YouTube page and our Facebook channel, again, we want to thank you for joining us in a game in which the Eagles dominated from the first snap. 34-3 is the final score. We want to thank our sponsors, Ancira Ford of Eagle Pass, Brown Chevrolet of Eagle Pass, Church's Barbecue, and State Representative Eddie Morales. Partner, final words, final thoughts on an impressive victory for the Eagles.
Well, a very important victory for the Eagle Pass Eagles. I think, they prepared well for it. I think they executed a really good game plan, both offensively and defensively. So I think heading into the Laredo United game, this is a good victory for the Eagles. as they continue to look for the best place possible before for the playoffs.
And so the Eagles came out of here with a victory. 34-3 is the final score. For my broadcasting partner, Morris Lipson Jr., our audio visual engineer, Cristina Valadez. My name is Ruben Valadez. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.